Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about a drama thriller movie called Inside. The movie tells the story of a failed thief who finds himself trapped in a locked smart home, from which it is impossible to get out. A lot of interesting things are waiting for you. Enjoy your viewing. The movie starts with a landscape full of skyscrapers. Then we move to a penthouse located on one of the skyscrapers. Inside, there is cleanliness and order. It seems that no one lives here. There are negotiations on the radio. When the countdown ends, the main character, a thief named Nemo, lands on the roof. He cuts the security net and goes inside, disabling the security system. Now he has only 7 minutes to rob the house of its luxury goods. In fact, he is more than willing to do so. However, a problem occurs during the process. The thief can't find a self-portrait of a famous Austrian artist. After consulting with his accomplice on the radio, Nemo goes to another room but does not find the painting there either. The thief decides that it is better not to take any risks and leave the house with what he has managed to take. But due to a malfunction in the security system, the alarm goes off. Panicked, the thief tries to break the glass door at the sound of the siren, but the door is too strong. Then he tries to break into the terminal, but to no avail. While the siren wails, the criminal methodically destroys the flickering lamps. Covering his ears, he tries to find the speakers to stop the sound torture. After a while, he succeeds. But he thinks about it, because the police still haven't arrived. Wandering around the spacious apartment, Nemo looks at the rich decoration. When he comes across a carved door, he tries to break it open with a knife. The smart home system turns on the heating. The hero wants to quench his thirst, but the water in the tap stops working after a few drops. When he looks in the fridge, the voice of the virtual assistant reminds him that there is very little food left. Tired of pounding on the door, Nemo tries to rest on the couch. The thief tries to contact his colleague on the walkie-talkie, but gets no response. Nemo pulls out an alcoholic drink, moldy cookies, and black caviar from the refrigerator. After eating a snack, Nemo sits in front of a TV connected not only to cable channels, but also to a video surveillance system. On one of the screens, Nemo sees a security guard. After spending the night in the master bedroom, in the morning, the hero hears the sounds of a helicopter. Hoping that they have come back for him, he runs to the glass door and notices a trapped pigeon on the terrace covered with a net. After washing himself in a makeshift lake, he calls his accomplice on the radio. After that, he tries to make a phone call, but the phone is disconnected. His work computer is also disconnected, as its owner is away on a business trip to Kazakhstan. Nemo dilutes his imprisonment with many fun activities, such as admiring moldy oranges. Using the orange, he tries to break the glass, but to no avail. On the ceiling, he notices a skylight, which, in theory, can be opened or broken. Nemo makes his own tower out of improvised objects. While washing his face during a break, Nemo realizes that he finds a watering hose buried among the plants in the greenhouse. But it doesn't work, just like the rest of the water supply system. To quench his thirst, the thief is forced to eat ice from the refrigerator. Nemo tries to strengthen his structure, which he wants to climb up. Soon, he bravely sneaks to the top, but the window is just a little short, and the thief is forced to climb back down to come up with a new plan for the tower. Suddenly, the smart home system turns on the surveillance images, and Nemo sees the maid having lunch on the steps. But she finishes her lunch and leaves. The frustrated man approaches the broken control panel and tries to set the thermostat. It becomes a little cooler, but besides the temperature, he has other problems. The food is running out too fast. Trying to open the canned food without a can opener results in a cut on his hand. Later, Nemo is forced to escape the heat and thirst in an open refrigerator. Afterwards, the thief tries to eat, and notices that a pigeon on the veranda is hiding under a tree from the rain, unable to find a way out of the net trap. The next day, the hero opens the freezer, where he keeps a supply of meat and canned dog food. Suddenly, he hears the sound of water running in the greenhouse. Nemo runs there to get drunk while he can. After resting, the thief continues to look for a way to escape, tearing off curtains and turning over beds. All the materials are used to strengthen the tower. Success. The thief manages to get to the window on the ceiling, which at first glance is very strong. Suffering from the heat at night, he draws in his notebook and watches a maid named Jasmine on the cameras. He notices that she is just on the other side of the front door, but does not react to the noise as he listens to music. As he watches the girl walk away and take the elevator downstairs, Nemo notices that the smart home system has switched the climate control to a colder mode. The thief is glad to see the cool air, but realizes that anything can happen to a broken piece of hardware. The next morning, the sprinkler fills the vessels the man left behind. He carefully pours the water into a bottle to last another day. Gaining strength, Nemo begins to search more rooms in the spacious apartment. In the process, he breaks a vase. Nemo makes protective goggles out of its shards. Thus protected, the man climbs the tower and tries to break the window frame. The next day, Nemo talks to himself while he prepares food. Later, when he has lunch, he watches the local workers through the cameras, talking to them as if they were old friends. In the process, he sees Jasmine talking to a guy. While disassembling the window frame, it comes to an iron nut that has nothing to unscrew. Nemo spends the evening looking at the city at night through a telescope. When the temperature slowly drops, the thief tries to repair the control terminal, but also to no avail. The days go by as he monotonously chisels away at the window frame and watches the employees of the apartment complex through the surveillance cameras. Nemo even starts talking to a pigeon stuck on the other side of the glass. He asks the bird to fly to the park for help, but the bird can't find the hole through which he flew inside. Nemo paints pictures on the wall for fun. Later, after breaking into the wardrobe with clothes, the hero discovers a secret passage behind the wall. In it, Nemo finds a hidden self-portrait of the artist. He also finds a rubber doll of the owner of the house. Having taken the hidden treasures, Nemo returns to the apartment, where he notices a dead pigeon, his companion in misfortune. In the evening, he sees Jasmine on the platform in front of the door. But no noise can get through the thick door. Meanwhile, Nemo goes to bed doomed. He has a dream that he comes to an exhibition organized by the owner of the apartment. He greets him as a friend. They talk about the paintings, but he is distracted when he notices Jasmine among the guests. At dawn, Nemo breaks a chair and carefully carves a wrench out of it to unscrew the nuts holding the glass. The plan naturally fails. The thief catches a fish from the aquarium, not knowing what else to do with himself. The man starts drawing on the concrete walls with charcoal and telling himself jokes. When he gets bored, he carves a more advanced wrench, and this time the nut gives way before the tool breaks. The more time passes, the fewer chair legs remain. A thief who voluntarily entered this prison. After a while, the climate control system switches back to heating, making it hotter. Nemo is slowly destroying the fragile ecosystem. He is forced to make a toilet in the dried-up pool. The sewage system does not work due to the lack of water. From the ongoing despair, he is engaged in throat singing, dressed in a strange costume he found. From the monotony of the day, the man loses his vigilance. Unscrewing another nut from the window, he suddenly loses his balance and falls down. The fall leads to a broken leg, and this is when only 2 nuts separated him from salvation. Finishing the rest of his meal, the injured Nemo watches bright, colorful flowers bloom outside the window. The man turns his head and sees Jasmine. The girl in uniform is standing next to the TV, as if she has stepped out of the screen. Jasmine walks over to him and sits down next to him. Her lips freeze near Nemo's face, but she never touches him. The reason for this behavior is simple. The protagonist is hallucinating. Nemo is waiting for his leg to finally heal. He is standing in front of a mirror, and suddenly the owner appears behind him and hits the thief's head on the sink. When he comes to, the hero with a bloody face realizes that it was also a hallucination. However, he suddenly notices the fire alarm sensors on the ceiling. Nemo tears up the magazines. After that, the thief makes a torch and holds it up to the detector. This immediately turns on the fire extinguishing system. The water keeps pouring, but for some reason no one is in a hurry to help. The flood does not end, and Nemo wanders in the dark. In the next scene, snow falls outside the window. Nemo says the message he wants to leave behind. Outside the window, he sees the owner's daughter with a dog, whose portrait hung on the wall of one of the rooms. The lame hero approaches the man-made altar. He worships his creation, humming the same line. After that, he writes a message on the wall to the owner of the apartment, apologizing for everything that happened here and informing him that he saved 3 pieces of art from flooding. Nemo slowly rises up. Glass falls in the frame, no longer secured with nuts. After that, the camera wanders around the apartment before stopping at the man-made tower on which the criminal died. This is where the film ends, just like Nemo's imprisonment. Thank you for watching to the end. Subscribe to the channel and follow the news. Klontsak Recapped was with you. See you soon.